The goal of this video is to use angles of elevation and depression to solve problems. Alright, so first things first, let's look at what the angle of elevation and depression mean. So if we are standing right here at this point, and we were to look directly ahead, so like towards the horizon straight across, if we had to look up at an object, that angle would be the angle of elevation, and if we had to look down at an object, that would be the angle of depression. So elevation as in to elevate, as in to go up, and depression as in you're feeling sad, you are feeling down. So if you get told that something is at a certain angle of elevation, that means that it is above the point of reference, and if it's an angle of depression, then it's below the point of reference. All right, let's solve a problem. Let's say that we had a plane and we were in the plane. So you are in the plane, you're up in the sky. Now, if you look directly across, you'd be looking at more sky, but we look down and we can see that on the ground is a house. Now we can take the measurement and find out that we're looking down at an angle of 30 degrees. And because in the plane it tells us how high we are, we know that we are 4 kilometers above the ground. Let's find out how far we are horizontally from the house. So whenever we say that we're horizontally or vertically distant from something, that means horizontal as in across and vertical as in up and down. So if we are vertically 4 kilometers above, horizontally is going to be this distance here. So that is the distance we want to find, and just like every other trig problem, we have ourselves a right-angled triangle. Okay, so in this particular problem, we have the angle theta, or the angle 30. We have the opposite side of 4 kilometers and the adjacent side of x. So that's going to be TOA. We're going to write the tan ratio for this one because it's TOA. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So tan of 30 degrees equals 4 over x. We can move the x over here and the tan 30 down there. So let's do that real quick. Let's take this x, multiply it to the other side, divide the tan to the other side. If you do not recognize how to do this, watch the video on solving intermediate equations. And then we can just type this directly into a calculator. So we're going to do a fraction, 4 over tan 30. Again, this will give us an error if we don't close the bracket, so let's do that. And we end up with a value of 6.9 kilometers. So what that means is we are 6.9 kilometers across from the value. So if we wanted to fly until directly above the house, we're going to fly another 6.9 kilometers.